With Zach Crawley at the top of the order. He was so successful, of course, making that brilliant double 100 against Pakistan back in August at number 3. But Johnny Bairstow comes in at 3 for him. Dan Lawrence of Chingford in Essex comes in to make his Test match debut at number 5. And England have gone for Mark Wood, who hasn't played a Test match since the first Test match of last COVID summer, against the West Indies, which was all the way back in July. So England have gone for his extra pace. Jimmy Anderson sits this one out, and Sam Curran will be England's all-rounder. No Moeen Ali, of course. He is still struggling with COVID, still has 1 or 2 symptoms, we believe, from the UK strain of the COVID infection. So England's 2 spinners will be the relatively inexperienced Leach and Bess, former teammates at Somerset, of course, although Don Bess is now at Yorkshire. And England, who won the toss on all 3 occasions in their win here in 2018, will have to do it the hard way here, batting second. Tahiro Tiramani is up there opening the batting. And of course, Kusal Perera, man who made that astonishing 156 not out and run chase against South Africa in Durban not so long ago.
Interesting bowling combinations, Butch. 3 spinners for Sri Lanka, 1 frontline seamer in Asitha Fernando, and Stuart Broad starting things off. What an awesome record he's got. He bowled to Lahiru Thirimana with 3 slips and a gully. And just a quick question before things get underway. I'd see a black armband.
Yeah, well, England have lost 3 former players, John Edridge and Robin Jackman, both of Surrey County Cricket Club, and Don Smith, who was the oldest English cricketer.
Down the leg side from round the wicket. That's the first delivery. And just angling down the leg side. Thirimana just getting inside the line. So he's got a man out on the fine leg boundary. Mid-wicket, mid-on. So mid-off and point. The Ball Stadium, as usual, is quite picturesque, but the new normal, no spectators.
No, there's one flag on the army that would normally be here in force for a tour of Sri Lanka, for a tour of anywhere, in fact, supporting England. I have spied just the one Barmy Army flag. And even though we have no spectators in the ground, there does seem to be a bit of a problem with the sight screens. Ah, there it is. Randy Caddick's 10-month wait. Maybe we shouldn't ask. But, the problem with the digital sight screen hasn't flipped over to white. So we're 1 ball into the Test match and we have a delay. It's my first time back here, Roshan, since the 2003 tour of Sri Lanka that England embarked upon. So it's the first time I've seen the ground since the tsunami. Beautifully positioned on the southwest coast, Indian Ocean surrounding us. But the ground has been rebuilt and revamped. And as you say, it's still a wonderful place to play and view cricket from.
What's with you? I mean, you said it was a chaotic toss. Now here you are with the mic and play held up.
Just a master of disaster, Roshan. Stuart Broad barely have managed to get a sweat on. There's Dan Lawrence. What a moment it is for him. Sadly lost his mother last summer in August. Oh, mix up. Direct hit from Mark Wood. I think Tiramani has made his ground, and that would have been a shocking start.
Well, I don't think Kusal Perera saw the funny side of it. Thirimana blindly took off. And yes, there would have been serious trouble. direct hit.
6.97. Zach Crawley was 6.95. Alan Jones has nipped in between them. Alan Jones of Glamorgan played a Test match for England back in 1970 against the rest of the world. That's now been recognised as an official Test match. Here he is receiving that cap from former Essex teammate James Foster. Incredibly proud moment for him and his dad, who is still head groundsman at Chingford Cricket Club back there in Essex.
He's gone round the wicket, looks to bring the ball back into the left-hander. First delivery was down the leg side, but he's been tighter with his line after that.
Drone cam giving us a beautiful overhead view of the ground. Pitch looks pretty slow from Russell Arnold's pitch report. Looks to be spot on. Broad will, from that round the wicket angle, look to try and nip the odd ball away from the left-handers. You're right, at the moment the two balls have just nipped back in. My impression from this surface was that it's an even covering of grass, perhaps a little bit more than you might expect from Gaul, but that it was a little bit tacky underneath. We have had an enormous amount of rain here over the last 7 or so days. Managed to watch most of it from my hotel room in quarantine, so it will be a little bit slow.
It's a maiden, not for naught. That's a beautiful picture given to you from the drone camera from quite a height. And let's look at the Gaul Stadium. It's one of the most picturesque, absolutely picturesque grounds. We've spoken about the backdrop, the old fort. We've got people up there, I can tell you. Those numbers will increase. No spectators in the ground, so lots of them will be up there in the ramparts.
They're looking the wrong way, Roshan.
No real interest at the moment. That's the reason why. They're looking at the sea. The sea seemed to be of far greater interest.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. There's a couple of cricketers who are well worth keeping an eye on in the game at the moment. Sam Curran, just 22 years of age. He's already made a name for himself in the IPL, as well as in English cricket. He'll take the new ball and look to swing it. And of course, Kusal Pereira, who is an eye-catching batsman of the highest order. Not in great form, though.
3 slips. Sam Curran will move it around. We know that he's capable. And these conditions are quite good. It's quite cloudy. We don't have those blue skies, the sun really beating down, so he'll enjoy this. And Sri Lanka winning the toss and batting, will have to make sure that they negotiate this first session. That's going to be the real challenge.